Hi, my name is Martha, and today we are going to look at reducing, reusing, recycle, but in the context of fashion, style, upcycling, and DIYing. So let's begin. Okay, so reusing, reducing, recycle through the context of upcycling and DIYing and fashion and style and all that jazz in this presentation. So why might we be convinced to upcycle or DIY our clothes instead? So one of the main factors of this is to do with sustainability. We don't really consider the fashion industry as wasteful, but it is very, very wasteful. So if you can see here, it's increased, the consumption of clothes globally has increased by 60 to 100% in the last 15 years. So the number of times that we're wearing a piece of clothing before we're sending it off to landfill or throwing it away is really reducing. I think with the rise of like shops like PLT and Boohoo and Misguided, where you can get cheap, trendy clothes, nobody really invests in a wardrobe. Maybe you just don't have the financial situation to do that. So with emissions, there's a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. The production of clothes is not only to do with the production of clothes, but how we wear and throw away our clothes as well. But it's not always to do with sustainability. A good reason also is like your finances, your personal finances. It is expensive to keep up to date with trends if you want to be trendy. And clothing is generally quite expensive. So something we can do in response to this is upcycle, recycle, but that's not all you can do. So of course you can just stop buying new clothes, but sometimes you need to buy something. It's not a big deal. Maybe if you have the money, you could invest in something that's going to last you longer, something that's better material, something that's not bad for the environment, like polyester. You can take measures to repair your clothes if they've got a rip in it. You could just update them. There's a trend going around where people are dyeing their clothes different colors. So if you've got something that's like neon orange and you want to mute it down, you can just buy some clothes dye, and then you've got essentially like something that's brand new. So you can keep them more up to date. And this is what our main focus is going to be on, is refashioning and upcycling our clothes. How do we upgrade? How do we get new clothes whilst on a budget, whilst trying to be sustainable? And lastly, what do we do with our unwanted clothes? So if there are some clothes that you can't vibe with, you don't know what to do with, they're just gathering dust. So normally you would donate them to a charity shop. That's also a really good option too, but obviously now charity shops are closed and that might not be viable. Also, a lot of charity shop clothes end up in landfills, unfortunately. But there are other methods to get rid of your clothes. Hillingdon, thankfully, recycles textiles, so you can do that, or you can sell your old clothing and make some money online as well. So a really great resource I found was loveyourclothes.org.uk. So they go into depth about everything I've just touched on: buying clothes, caring and repairing, fashion upcycling, what to do with your unwanted clothes. They have how to donate and recycle clothes during lockdown, during the pandemic, when the traditional methods aren't available. Everything that I've mentioned, they have videos for, they have blog posts for, they have sew, care and repair, they feature sustainable brands, how to avoid fast fashion. Of course, this is not something we can always avoid. If you need to buy a pair of like socks or something, you can't stop that, but you can reduce the amount that you produce, the amount of waste you're contributing to. So when it comes to care and repair, or like changing up your clothes, I know I struggle with this because I don't have a sewing machine. I'm not that great with sewing, but there's an easy way to breathe new life into your old clothes without any of this, without loads of materials. With just some scissors and a thread, you can create something entirely new. So you can have something, you can flip it. So you can create something like an old jumper, you can turn it into like a crop top and a cardigan set, or you can change like a really old vest top and create something new. So the best method I found for trying to learn something like this was definitely YouTube. So some of these YouTubers that I really admire and found were really good to learn from were Nava Rose, the DIY designer, fashion wizardry, Bera Bell, and with Wendy. These are all YouTubers. They also have blogs, and they're just really they provide this information in a way that's really meaningful and engaging. So if you want to this is the method that I use to buy new clothes if I'm trying to avoid shopping at a fast fashion store. So eBay, Pre-Loved, Depop and Vinted, they're all websites and apps that you can use. eBay and Depop do take a percentage, I think like 10%. They have a fee, you don't pay it, it just gets taken from the amount that you earn. And Pre-Loved and Vinted don't have any fees like that. They're really, really cool. You can get into contact with sellers, you can haggle prices, and you can kind of stay on trend, but also find your personal style, because you'll find things here that you wouldn't necessarily find in a Primark and a H&M. So really good websites to use. I definitely recommend them. And it's not just clothing that you can apply this philosophy to when it comes to upcycling, DIYing. You can use your old clothes, your old things you have lying around, whether it's again for financial reasons or because you want to be more sustainable. You can use the things around you to create something new. So our first picture here, this is a produce bag that's made out of an old t-shirt, and some scrunchies that are made out of an old t-shirt, and the middle are rugs made out of plastic bags. So I've seen people make rugs and produce bags out of plastic bags, dresses out of plastic bags, dresses out of crisp packets. Of course, that's not something you can wear every day, but you can use a rug and you're not contributing to global waste. And if you are feeling inspired and you want to go beyond fashion and styling tips, somebody like Kirsten Leo is a really great creator to follow, because she talks about conscious and ethical lifestyle, promoting a conscious and ethical lifestyle beyond clothing. So how can we be more ethical in the food choices we make, the products we purchase, and other daily habits that we have? And if you are feeling more inspired or you want to find out more, so Wrap.org UK is a UK-based global charity. They work with brands like Tesco, and I can't really think of any on the top of my head, to reduce waste at every point, like from them producing it to them selling it to you using it at home. They try and reduce the waste. They also have a lot of personal good things for you to do at home, so it's not just aimed at big corporations, it was also on the individual level. Love Your Clothes at Order UK and Love Not Landfill are both two UK websites that you can use to learn more about fashion and sustainability. And Delia Creates and Curiously Conscious are two blogs that you can learn more from. Delia has free patterns and templates for you to create things from scratch, like if you want to get involved in crocheting or knitting, and also a ton of things that you can just make off the bat. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you feel a little bit inspired.